Hello students, happy morning. Here in this session, let me see how to solve the multiple choice questions in Unit 3, Magnetism and Magnetic Effect of Electric Current. I hope you student, all of you have some better knowledge on the concepts in Unit 3. By using that knowledge, let me solve the multiple choice questions. Okay, here our first question is, the magnetic field at the center O of the following current loop is. Here they are given a current loop. They are asking the magnetic field at the point O. Okay, here it is in a shape of semicircle. Okay, it is a easy one. We know very well. In order to find the magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor, we can apply Biot-Savart law or Ampere-Sector law. Okay, here I am applying Biot-Savart law. It is a current loop. At the point O, we need to find the magnetic field. Okay, so I am applying Biot-Savart law at the point O. Okay, it is at a distance r from the current carrying loop. For this case, I am considering a small length element, that is dl. Okay, due to the current element, it produces magnetic field at the point O, that is denoted as dB, is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Okay, we know theta is an angle between current element and the unit vector r cap, that is here 90 degree. Okay, so the magnetic field due to the small length element, that is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl by r square. Okay, in order to find the magnetic field due to the entire semicircle, okay, at the point O, so we need to integrate this. B is a magnetic field due to the semicircular conductor at the point O, that is B is equal to integral of dB, that is equal to integral of mu naught by 4 pi I dl by r square. Okay, here mu naught by 4 pi I by r square is constant, then taking out of the integral by r square, then integrating dl. We know very well, integrating a small length in a semicircle, we get the entire length of the semicircle. We know the entire length of the semicircle is pi r. Okay, then we can write B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by r square pi r. Here pi going to cancel and r going to cancel. The remaining term B is equal to mu naught by 4r I. Okay, it is the magnitude of the magnetic field at the point O due to this current loop. Okay, then in order to find the direction of the magnetic field, so we can use right hand thumb rule. Right hand thumb rule. Using this rule, we can find the direction of the magnetic field at the point O. This rule states, hold the conductor in your right hand. The extended thumb indicate the direction of the current, and the fingers encircling the conductor indicate the direction of the magnetic field. So far, here applying the right hand thumb rule at the point O, due to the current carrying conductor, the magnetic field is going into the sheet. So it is indicated as cross. This is the answer for the first question. So option A is correct. Okay. Then question number 2. An electron moves straight inside a charged parallel plate capacitor of uniform charge density sigma. The time taken by the electron to cross the parallel plate capacitor when the plate of capacitors are kept under the constant magnetic field of induction B vector is. Here they are given a parallel plate capacitor. In between the parallel plate capacitor, the electron moves with a velocity v in a straight direction. Okay, it does not deviate here. Here the parallel plate capacitor is placed in a uniform magnetic field. They are indicated as cross, so magnetic field is going into the sheet. It is a parallel plate capacitor. The electric field is getting from positive charge to negative charge. Okay, in between the parallel plate capacitor there would be a constant electric field, that is E is equal to sigma by E. We already studied in unit 1. Okay, here we know the electric field and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other, so it is a cross field concept. Okay, then let me solve the problem. Here it is a condition. In between the parallel plate capacitor, the electron moves with the velocity v, okay, in a straight direction. They are asking the time taken to reach or complete the length L. Okay, let us assume the length of the parallel plate capacitor is L. They are asking the time taken to cross the parallel plate capacitor. Here they are one more thing given. It is placed in a uniform magnetic field. Okay, it is a situation here. It is placed in a uniform magnetic field. The cross represent magnetic field is going into the sheet. For this case, the electric field is perpendicular to magnetic field, so it is a cross field concept. Okay, we are moving the electron with the velocity v in a straight direction. It does not deviate up or down. Okay, so the force experienced by the electron due to the electric field is equal to force experienced by the electron due to the magnetic field. Okay, we know the electric force can be written as E into E. The magnetic force can be written as E V B. After solving this, we get V is equal to E by B. The electron experiencing a force due to the electric field and the electron experiencing the force due to the magnetic field, they are equal. These two forces are equal, then it attains the velocity v is equal to E by B. Okay, we know the general formula for velocity is equal to distance by time. Okay, here the distance is length of the capacitor plate. Okay, then v can be written as distance by time. They are asking the time taken by the electron to cross the capacitor plate. Okay, consider this one as equation 1, this one as equation 2. Equating 1 and 2, we get E by B is equal to L by T. Okay, we need the value of T only. Then T is equal to this side, then T is equal to L by E into B. Okay, we know E is the electric field between the parallel plate capacitor. Okay, that is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. It is you studied in your first lesson electrostatics. Okay, then substitute this, then time T is equal to L B by this E became sigma into epsilon naught. So the answer is L B epsilon naught by sigma. The answer is D. Okay, D is the answer for second question. It is a easy one.